What is up, guys? Welcome to Victory in Science, and today we are going to talk about the graphical representation of motion. A graphical representation of motion is a graph that denotes a motion of an object, where x is time and y can be displacement, velocity, or acceleration. Here, we have a displacement time graph. A displacement time graph indicates how an object is moving away from its point of origin per second. In other terms, it is called velocity. In this graph, we can assume that the numbers on x-axis are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the numbers in y-axis are 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. We can see that this graph forms a straight line, which means that the velocity of the moving object is at a constant. To find the velocity of this graph, we just need to find the slope. The formula for the slope is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Replacing x and y with their values, we will have 20 minus 10 over 2 minus 1. And then, if we perform the given operations, we will have 10 over 1, or just simply 10. The slope of this graph is 10, which means that the velocity of this moving object is 10 meters per second going to a certain direction, and we will just assume that the direction is going to the north. Moving on to our next example. Now, the graph is not just a straight line. So how do we find the velocity of this object? First, let us also assume that the numbers on the x-axis are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And the numbers on the y-axis are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. We can see that this graph has 3 parts. It means that the moving object has 3 different velocities in the span of 18 seconds. Let us find all those 3 velocities. So first, we need to find the velocity of the first part. The first part happened within the span of 4 seconds, and the object moved for 40 meters. So if we divide 40 by 4, the answer would be 10. Meaning that for the first part, the object moved 10 meters per second going to the north. For the second part, the graph shows that the object did not move for 10 seconds. So the slope would be 0 because the graph did not move vertically. Meaning that the velocity of the object of the second part would be 0 meters per second. For the third part, the graph indicates that the object moved 40 meters for 4 seconds, going back to its point of origin. Since the object moved going to its point of origin, the 40 meters would be negative. Negative 40 divided by 4 is equal to negative 10, meaning that the slope for the third part is negative 10, and the velocity is negative 10 meters per second, or 10 meters per second going south. That is all for today. I hope you learned something, and thanks for watching.